Welcome back, folks. Kind of a mucky day out there, so I'm out here in the shop, and what I'm doing today is I'm back on this project. So as you saw in my last videos, I've been doing a bit of siding out of the tiny house. That's going pretty well, but at the end of the day, if it's raining, I don't really want to be out there if I don't have to, so that's why I'm in here. What you see in front of you is a bit of an improvement from last time. So last time you probably saw the trailer down to the bare steel frame, and what I've been doing is a lot of this. I've been doing a lot of wire wheeling. So this, if you haven't seen this before, this, I don't even know what you call it, a dome-shaped grinding disc or grinding wheel. This thing is amazing. I actually didn't know about it until recently. I picked it up at Canadian Tire on sale thinking, what the heck, for $6 I'll try it, and it turned out to be amazing. So I went ahead and I did the entire frame with that stuff, got all the loose rust off, but I think it turned out pretty well. Some other things I did was I found this stuff, and this was recommended online, and this is Clad rust reformer. A little bit pricey, but supposedly, and I guess time will tell, but supposedly this stuff is amazing at taking what's left of any, small rust particles, converting them to a substance or whatever that won't rust any longer. So if that actually holds true, after going through with the wire wheel and that rust reformer by Clad, this should not rust anymore. And when I say this, I mean the steel frame. Now, there were a few things I had to do in order to get this frame up to snuff. One of them being the replacement of a section of the frame due to a crack. So have a look at this. So heading on down here, I don't know if you guys remember last time, but there was a crack in the frame, and hence the reason why I probably got this frame for $100. But what I did, I had some 1/4-inch angle iron, and I cut it to length, and then I got it welded up. And look on the back here, we even got a back plate. Now the welds aren't overly beautiful, but at the end of the day, they are definitely strong. And that 1/4-inch angle is way, way, way stronger than this frame. So the way I see it is that frame will have to snap in another location before that location breaks on its own. So that's good enough for me. Some other things I did back at the back here, I found some soft spots. So what I did the same thing, took some 1/4-inch angle, welded it on there, did that on both sides. And what else did I do? Up here at the front, just for reinforcement, I added some more angle here that runs all the way back, just so that this is a very strong part of the trailer. So did that, and as you can see, I reused material, so why not, right? Steel's expensive if you've ever had to buy it, and at the end of the day, sometimes the old wallet strings are a little tight. Looking at what I'm doing right now, well, I got this top piece clamped in, and you're saying, what the heck kind of steel is that? Well, that's 4x4 steel. So that's actually pressure treated 4x4s. So this is a wooden deck on top of the steel frame, and this isn't going to be for carrying heavy loads. This is just for making dump runs and things like that. Maybe take the snowmobile down the road, something. But nothing heavy is going on here. Hence the reason it's wooden cross members. Now that's going to be the basis for the frame. Going to put some wood deck on here, just cleaning up the wheel wells. Going to mount those back on, and that's really about it. These are just replacement older tires rather, and rims. These are being replaced with brand new ones out there. And so as you see in front of you, as I was mentioning, I'm drilling holes in the frame in order to bolt the wood frame down to the steel, put the wood deck on, then I'm going to get from my sawmill. Just got to go find some trees, and that's really about it. So at the end of the day, for a $100 trailer with probably $30 in paint and I don't know, $20 in hardware, and I'm going to mill the wood myself, so that'll be free, I'm probably into this about $400 Canadian. And if you think about it, what can you get for $400? Well, you certainly can't get a decent sized trailer. So although this thing isn't going to stand test of time, or at least isn't going to last till the end of time, it's going to stand the test of time for my use, and that's why I picked it up for $100. So hold on, I'm going to get this bolted down. You guys can see what we're left with, and eventually I'll get a deck put on here and I'll be out towing some stuff. So here we go. Okay, well, holes line up. I don't know why I got those bolts so long. I don't know what I was thinking, but regardless, I already got one. Okay. Oh, this one's kind of close to that bar. Oh, hopefully I can get the nut on there without problem. Okay, success. Got 4 in. I'm gonna add some supports there. And then I've already got those pre-drilled, so let's hope this works out. Get out of there. So what I'm doing here is I cut some old rusty bits off, the outliers or outriggers or whatever stuck out the side, these little metal pieces. And so I don't want to have just 2 bolts there and 2 at the front in order to bolt this thing down. So what I'm doing, I'm adding some pieces in here, and they're gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4. So it'll give me 8 secure spots in total. So I already pre-drilled these, and I'm just gonna hit it with a touch of paint before I set it on here. And I probably shouldn't put it on the threads, but looks like it's on there now. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use PL Premium construction adhesive in order to hit up all the connections and there and all that sort of thing. So, and for those of you who are saying, well, you probably shouldn't use non-pressure treated lumber, you're right, I shouldn't. But at the end of the day, I probably shouldn't use 4x4 support beams for a trailer, but that's what's going on here. And I don't know if you guys have used this, but I can tell you this construction adhesive, when it's secure, when it hardens up, I haven't found anything better. So holy smokes, got a clump in there that's stuck. Okay, let's see if we can get this on here. It's gonna make one heck of a mess, isn't it? Oh yeah, oh yeah, mess begins. Mess begins. Ugh, heck am I gonna use? Oh well, stuff doesn't come off the fingers too well either. Well, I ran out of clamps. I shouldn't say I ran out. I have some bar clamps here. They're just not quite long enough. And so I came up with this. I don't know if anyone's done that before, but it seems to work pretty slick. So it's got the one other side to do, and we'll go from there. So let's get some PL Premium on there. One thing you got to keep in mind, this is not a replacement for wood glue. And the reason being is this stuff expands. So if you're putting this on something and you're not anticipating that, well, you're going to find out in a hurry. So just keep that in mind. You're wondering why I painted this first. Well, I ran out of bolts. I don't know how that happened. I miscalculated. Anyways, I ran out of bolts. What the heck's the hole on this? And get on there. There. Ran out of bolts, as I was saying. And so I thought, well, geez, I don't have any more. I don't want to go to the store today. And so I figured I'd just paint it and it'd dry another day and be dry for when I handle it. Well, sure enough, I got thinking, what the heck, I'm not doing anything. So went to the store and picked up 2 bolts. It's like the walk of shame, because you go in and you got talking to the guys there, and they knew what you were doing, and that was a few days ago, and they think you got everything worked out, and then you go back and they see you and they're like, what did you forget? So anyways, we forgot something. So got this all taken care of. I'm gonna do the old ratchet strap clamp trick, and might drive a few spikes into this, and we'll call that good. And just while I'm working here in the background, I just had a little bit of a thought. I know I don't have many of those, but that thought is dealing with safety. And I've got a respirator that I often wear when I'm grinding things that have a lot of metal in it. And one example to show you just how much metal gets put into the air that you don't notice about, or you don't notice, is up looking at that filter. See that filter way up there? So that filter I can turn on, basically sucks air in and spits out cleaner air out the back. That filter up there used to be white before this project started. So before I got in here with the wire wheel and started grinding things. You can imagine, you don't have any type of respiration on, you're going to end up breathing that stuff in. So just a word to the wise, hit up the respirator before you get after this. And if you're using this stuff, which I happen to love, what I do to keep it from hardening up, this whole tube, I just put a nail in it. And then when you're ready to use it the next time, you just pull that nail out. All the dried stuff is stuck to the nail, and then you have a clean tube ready to go. So I don't know how well you guys can see me down there, but this stuff here, this thread lock, it's really good stuff. You just sort of tighten it up like the old lip gloss type things, and you just reach in there and you put a little on the threads. You see it coming out there? Just put a little on the threads. And that way nothing's going to rattle loose on you. And these are carriage bolts, so I don't have to hammer them down. They're tightening up on the top too. You guys can hear the rain starting. Okay, that's going to do it. And one of the last things I'm going to do is just put some PO Premium right in here, just so I'm not relying solely on the spikes. Even though it's made of wood, I better build it as good as I can build it. Don't think we're winning any beauty pageants, but oh shoot. Oh, glad I put the lid on. I didn't think I did for a minute. That would have sucked. Tap her back in. Well, folks, there it is. Can't say it's the prettiest thing I've ever looked at, but it's something nonetheless. So we'll get some wheels on and tires on and see what it ends up being like. But just have to get a few more things wrapped up, and then I'll be on my way. As you know, I got projects coming out the wazoo, so we'll get there one day, whether that's today, tomorrow, or next year. It'll be one day. Anyways, this thing's getting close, so I appreciate all you watching. Give me some feedback. I don't know if you guys think this is going to work. If you do, well, let me know about it. If you don't, be nice, but tell me about it. All right. Thanks, guys, for watching. We'll see you all next time.